But so our real focus when we were designing the software was how do we make it work well for 4D-STEM? So we were quite frustrated with existing 4D-STEM acquisition software. We thought it was quite clunky, and even more than that, everyone had to acquire the data. But they acquired the data and they didn't know what their data set looked like. So if you've done 4D-STEM, you know that you acquire the data and then afterwards, quite often you have to open it up and see if the data is any good. We wanted to change that. And so like I mentioned, Mission Control can do live processing, and that includes 4D-STEM data. So in this step, you set your virtual detector in the setup task before you acquire any data. You just put you note the location of the bright field disk, position a bright field and a dark field detector, and you can make any shape you want. And then as you acquire, you get virtual images. So now, instead of just acquiring these frames and doing your processing afterwards, you have scaled information on your frames, and then you have live real space information of your virtual images. So that's the two different detectors that I drew. And then we can also take the input from the HADF detector on the microscope. So you can see that the HADF is a lot noisier. You get more detailed information. These are like a 2D material flake, I think. So that's a bilayer and a monolayer, or maybe it's a multi-layer. But you can see that you get different information in your virtual detectors from your HADF. But we can take all that information in and we display it as you acquire it so that you know immediately whether you need to acquire more data or whether you've acquired enough. And so this applies equally to high resolution imaging. So this is from Tsinghua University, strontium titanate. And so we're looking at annular bright field data, but we're looking at it live. And so you can see that you have what you would typically see as your virtual image. This is, as they acquire the data set, their virtual image shows up straight away. It is scaled. They have scale information on the frame, so in the diffraction space. And then even more excitingly, we can do not just virtual imaging, but we can do live processing of center of mass. So we can find the center of mass of the disk that I showed before, and we can measure the shifts. So whether it goes up, down, left, right, and this happens around atomic columns. And so these donut shapes are characteristic of the electric fields around atomic columns. And this is all processing that normally you have to do afterwards. We're doing this live on the fly in Mission Control. And so your images are saved straight away. You can always open up your data afterwards to optimize it. And that's typically what customers will do. They will do some post-processing, but crucially, they know that they've already acquired good data because they've seen the live process data in Mission Control. So we're really proud of that.